Cryptozoo is an animated feature I have just found, and it is a gem. It is a hidden gem. It's awesome. It is what I think animated films can be. It is a rare, rare sight, and I'm not going to see something like it in a very, very long time. Ugh, but I did see it, and it has filled me with so many cool feelings. I usually will end my videos by saying, will this fit any audience? Like, is this okay for people who aren't into, like, just animation or not just into mythological things or such like that? Is this for adults and kids? I'm gonna start off by saying this is definitely not for children. Maybe teenagers, who have a mystical love of the mythological like I do, like our characters, like our human characters in this film do. Yeah, I am a big nerd when it comes to mythology and magical animals and such. Do I want to believe that dragons and mermaids exist? Sure. Does that mean I want to go find them and look for them? No, if they do exist, let them be. That's kind of what this movie's about. Now, if I were to really just like simplify the plot, and it's a pretty simple plot, it is a far more trippy and some would say cooler version of Jurassic Park. Where, a rich, well-intentioned dreamer wants to build a giant amusement park with dinosaurs, in this case with mythological animals that aren't so mythological. They're real. They've just been hidden, and they're in this sanctuary. But like Jurassic Park, of course that's not gonna last. And that's not what the whole movie's about, but it's a very, very strong theme. Now again, I love, like, real animals, mythological animals. That's one of the reasons I love Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and why I like going to the zoo. But yeah, I can see the troubles of it, the problematic sides of it, and that's something our characters do deal with in this movie. Where you love animals, you want to protect them, and I truly believe that, zoos and animal institutions are helping the animals and protecting them, but there is a fine line between, putting them in cages and keeping them for the public to view and throw things at and smoke at, versus, just offering them assistance and then, setting them free. It's tricky. It's tricky. It would be super better if people didn't want to just capture them for, pets. That would be cool. Ugh, and something I don't think wasn't, no, it definitely wasn't Jurassic Park, a military element, but in this movie, of course, of where the antagonists, the bad guys of this movie are like, hey, let's get some dragons and let's go burn Vietnam and all. Yeah, this movie takes place in the 70s, and that is a beautiful setting of it, because one of, like, the main plots of the movie is our good guy characters, our good lady characters, a lot of ladies in this feature, and they're all really cool in their own way. Yeah, they're trying to find a dream creature from Japan, and yeah, it's a big theme of where, should we keep our dreams, erase our dreams, yada yada. Yeah. It's lovely. And also a lovely detail is how there are, magical creatures, humanoid as well, from all different parts of the world, and each one has little details of its, country or region of origin that I thought were so lovely. Like, you have Japanese monsters who, have the sort of, like, elements, like, you can find in artwork, and South American creatures and such. It's very, very lovely, and for a big nerd like me, it's awesome. Again, do I think this is a movie for everyone? I think if you're open to experimental animation, you're up for it. Like, if you ever go to a gallery or a museum and, you're watching a video where, people are just doing it, like, for the look, they want to see textures and elements that they love, that they touch them, then, yeah, this movie is awesome. This movie is so, so pretty. It's experimental without being over the top. It's just the right amount. Now, it does have some elements to it. Again, it's, it's a lot trippy in some areas, and those kind of things make my eyes swirl. But in some ways, it's very lovely and really connects you to, what our characters who have very, very short frames of animation expression. A lot of, like, the strongest emotions of this are not just, like, our still images, but also the voice acting from everybody, good guys and bad, is really good. But yeah, there are a lot of strong visual scenes in this movie, but the frames are very, very minimal. Again, experimental-like, and it's kind of lovely. It's also a little scary. It kind of reminds me when I saw like really old Peanut like animated films where they were getting more experimental because they were made in like what, the 70s, and that kind of creeped me out. But in this, because it's like my comfort zone of, mythological creatures and people wanting to help them, that's lovely. Yeah, it's really lovely. Like, this is my jam. This is my jam. The parts where I can't say everyone will enjoy, my tender little heart. Yeah, yeah, the military wants to take the mythological creatures and use them in war and such, and of course there's an army dude with a gun and he's shooting up everything inside, and it's just so gross. It's like, no, God. Americans and their guns. Why? Why? Interesting things are also humanoid kind of, cryptoids and such, gorgons, satyrs. Yeah, they have their opinions on, living in between the worlds and such. Our Gorgon character, she has to tranquilize her snakes. Oh, they're all limp and sleepy, much like you do with animals at a zoo. And yeah, she's smart and modest, and she sees the whole zoo as, kind of gross and a little step back into carny territory. But she also thinks, this is the best bet, and at least my coworkers are respectful to me. And, she does believe in the mission of wanting to help her fellow magical creatures and such, but she's much less passionate and enthusiastic about it as everyone around her. She still does it, though, and she does it effectively. Like, the different kinds of women in this show or movie, they all have their reasons for what they're doing, but they're all very strikingly different. And points to the script, it is so strong. The script in this is so strong. The animation, like the acting, it's all strong in very, very ways. It is hard to watch in some parts because, I don't know, I don't think the elements are for everybody. It's incredibly experimental. It's very in-depth, but in a way it makes it more kind of intimate, to me anyway. So I think it's lovely, and I wish more people would see this. I think even like if you're not into having patience to like just be absorbed into a film or work of art, like if you don't like going into museums and like, slowly taking your time to appreciate and be absorbed into the piece, then you might not appreciate this movie. Sad to say, if you want to watch something trippy while you enjoy yourself, yeah, it's a hell of a ride. It's awesome for that. I don't know, if you want to just see a good film with a plot, again, Jurassic Park, you've seen before, but in this, it's just cool enough and different enough that I don't mind that. And there are less, like, annoying, not so funny moments like the old movie. This movie has enough originality with it that, yeah, it's a winner. I hope to see it many times again in the future. I want to show other people to prove to, so many people, hey, animation can be cool. One thing I will say is that there is a character that is nude the entire time in her screen sight, and it's more like, just because she's naked doesn't mean you have to objectify her. No, it worked with what the hell the situation was. Like, the story behind this character, there's a reason she's naked the whole time. And it gets kind of feral. Again, it's a crazy movie that leads to a lot of fun disaster. It's not meant to be sexy, it's just meant to show that this is serious, and like, this is a serious situation. She just found out a unicorn's real, and not in the cute way that you all hope to meet a unicorn. So, woof. Yeah. God, this is a cool film. I can recognize that it's mostly made for people like me who love experimental, like, animation and such, like going to museums, like mythology and all that. Like, I geeked out when I heard about each one. I did. So, yeah, I'm super happy I watched it. I really am, and I do hope other people see this and, it inspires people to, 30 years from now make a movie like it, or at least see animation as not just, a way to sell toys, but as a medium that you can do so much more with. So much more. Like, it was really cool. Cryptozoo, I love you. I'm going to sing your praises, and I'm going to find a way to send you out everywhere. I loved it.